a nice bit.
Heck yeah. Never stop, forget it if I want it. Gotta make to myself what I want it. So won't quit, keep going till I got it.
Well, let's look at this big giant.
Till I'm on top.
What's going on, guys? Bassin' Up Moffat here. Got my pops with me today. We are going to show you guys how to increase the lifetime of your jigs and how to improve your jigs when you first get them so that they can last a little bit longer and don't have stuff like that happen where the skirt just falls right off and eventually that little rubber collar disintegrates and starts to dry rot.
And you end up with a box full of jig heads.
Yeah. So you don't want to waste $5-6 on some jigs and then only be able to use it once or twice or not even really get to use it at all. Some people just throw them in their box and use a certain couple and don't even get to use some of them before they end up dry rotting. So we're going to show you how to do that real quick. And we're also going to show you how to do your own jigs at home as well, because that's a lot cheaper as well.
Working on that.
So stay tuned. Yeah, we're working on that. That series going off a little bit crazy. But we're going to show you that right now. And Dad's going to take over with showing you how to put a jig together here first. And then I will show you how to fix jigs and improve jigs that you just bought.
Okay, so first you need this handy dandy tool we got here. So it's a little tube with a pointy end that comes off and a piece of wire that goes up through it, and you end up pulling your skirt through there. It comes with you can buy them at Tackle Warehouse or a lot of tackle shops around. But you get your skirt material. You see we got a bunch of different kinds here. And usually, you know, pick your favorite colors. You can do whatever you want with it. Sky's the limit, really. So Hunter has a couple colors picked out here. I usually use 2.5 to 3 tabs. A lot of times I'll start out with 3 just because I can take out the extra strands if I want a little less in there. So we're going to use 2 and not quite a half here. And I guess he wants his red color in the middle, so we're going to cover it up like that and put them all together. Get them real close here. I'm going to set these down here a minute. And you'll need these little O-rings from the same place you get this on Tackle Warehouse, or you know, Susquehanna Fishing Tackle has them. You can look them up on the internet, wherever. I think we got this one on maybe from Susquehanna. There's a lot of places that sell skirt material. Fishingskirts.com, Tackle Warehouse sells it.
And I'll link a lot of this stuff in the description too for you, so you don't have to really go hunting and try and search for it yourself.
Yeah. So I take the O-ring and I'll slide it up on here. It's kind of a pain to get on there, but you'll see it goes up on there, and you want to get it onto this plastic part here, and like I said, it's a pain. And then you want to have it up on there like that, and then take your tip out. Now we'll take the skirt material and we'll stick our hook in here. It's kind of complicated to keep these all together, but it happened. We'll get it in a minute. There we go, and put that down in there like that. See how that is, and then you just pull your skirt material through. And I usually put it just in the middle, wherever looks about the middle. And then I'll pull my O-ring down onto the skirt material to hold it together, just like that. And we got a custom jig skirt. And a lot of times I like to leave these, all you have to do is snip these ends off. But I like to leave them together until we get it on a jig. So if Hunter has a jig here he wants to put it on, he can do that.
There we go. You slide it down onto the hook, and then
Up over the little keeper.
up over the keepers.
It's kind of a pain, but
Yeah, you gotta really kind of work it up there.
it helps if you wet it first sometimes.
Yeah, I probably should have did
A little
that.
bit of spit. But it goes up there sooner or later.
There we go.
And then
And once you get it up there, it'll look like that.
and then you need your scissors and you can trim the ends. Don't do it over the, get it everywhere. Hold on, there you go. I usually trim them just a little past the hook
There we go. Just a little past the tabs.
and see what it looks like. And you don't want it to be all even and perfect anyway. So it's better when they look a little ratty and buggy. They catch more fish when they're like that for some reason. All you have to do is kind of straighten it up and get it all evened out. Then you got a custom skirt on your jig there. And these O-rings last better than the typical little things like this that come with the jigs that you get at the store. I mean, you can buy these and actually make them, but they don't last long. But these O-rings last better.
There we go. We got her straightened out pretty good there. That's what she looks like. I can mess around with the skirt a little bit. It's flaring out a little bit more than I want in some areas there, but I can mess around with
That's
that.
like I said, you can always pull some out. Yeah, I always put extra on, and then if I want a thinner looking jig, then I can pull some strands out. It's no big deal. But it's always nice to have a fuller jig if you want it to look that way. Then you can take it out whatever you need.
Then that is pretty much going to conclude it for the portion of the video where we show you how to put one of your own jigs together. Like I said, this is a lot cheaper option than going out and buying $5-6 lures at a time when you only buy one. You can usually buy a whole pack of jig heads for the same price at $5-6, and then buy a whole bunch of skirt material at a couple dollars a
Make
piece,
whatever color you want,
and whatever colors you want, and make literally whatever you want.
or if you're like us and have a bunch of jigs that lay in the boat all year round and the skirts fall off, you got the jig heads left laying there with no skirts and all the materials laying in the bottom of your boat. You can fix them up and reuse those jig heads. They're perfectly fine, nothing wrong with them.
Okay, so here on this one, this is the one that we showed you earlier that was ruined. Luckily, there's just enough glue kind of holding the skirt material together, so it's not going to be that big of a pain in the butt to do this, but it could be more of a pain if the skirt material is all loose.
Yeah, so I recommend just doing what we're going to do here. If you have a favorite jig and you want to use it a lot, what we do is we go to the store, we get this craft wire. It's like 20 gauge craft wire.
You can pick this up at Hobby
Get it
Lobby,
black
any
or silver.
craft store.
And we'll cut a piece about like this. And since he's holding that there, I'll just give him a hand because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And we'll wrap it around here, right there behind the head. I usually do it twice like that. And then take your pair of pliers, flip this bad boy over, do a little surgery, operate, pull him tight, and then twist it up 5 or 6 times till it gets down right to the base there. You don't want to over twist it because that craft wire will break if you twist it too much.
Just twist it like
Twist it down till that loop at the bottom goes up against the actual bait, and then you can take that cutter part or these and snip it down right close, right in there.
And there we go. Got a nicely fixed jig there.
But the easiest way to do that is to take one that's like, if you have your favorite jigs and you don't want them to fall apart, take them when they still have the rubber part on there, like this. When they still have that collar on there, take it and wrap it around there with the craft wire right in front of the rubber collar and twist it up like that. Get it good and tight, and then you can snip off the old rubber collar and you don't have to worry about them ever coming apart. Yeah, all you gotta do is get all the
get the top and bottom separated from each other good.
Yeah.
Which
takes a minute or so, and then
got there.
You can use this. Sometimes it works real good to just pull them apart one at a time there. There you go. See, it works pretty good actually to do that.
There we go, guys. As you can see, I got the top section separated from the bottom section there on that O-ring. And then we're just going to take that craft wire.
Give her a wrap like we did before.
And give her a wrap right around the front of the O-ring that's already on there.
And try not to wrap the O-ring if you can help it, because we want to cut that off.
Eventually. Or just you can just let it rot off too.
You can let it on there if you want.
It's not a big deal. It doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There, you can take that, pull them tight with this. Make sure you got both of them. And pull on it a little bit so that it snugs the wire down good and solid. And then twist it down good and tight. Because you don't want it to be loose. You don't want it to over tighten it, but you don't want it to be loose and have your skirt material just falling out all over the place. Good way to check is to see if it twists around or not. Usually I take it and turn it like this. If it doesn't turn, then it's good. Then you can cut it off.
There we go. As you can see, we got the little excess sticking up there. And
just snip her off.
Just snip that right off.
If it has a little bit of thing there, you can just push it down in.
And then, there we go.
And then that's one saved jig.
That's one jig. It's going to last a lot longer than the original shock collar or O-ring would work.
Right. And if you catch too many fish on the jig and the jig head's still good and the hook's still sharp, but the skirt is just all tore up, you can just cut that wire off and do like we did with the other jig head and make a new one.
Yep.
So should save you a lot more money on your jigs and help you make some custom colors and match the hatch with the crayfish in your part of the world, wherever you're fishing and things like that. Or if you want to make custom spinnerbait skirts, you can buy these little hubs too and make custom punch skirts. These are little lead hubs, and you can make yourself custom punching skirts. We do that a lot. Very cool stuff.
If you guys get this video to 100 likes and you want to see it, I will do a full video on how to make your own punch skirts at home. So if you guys get this video up to 100 likes, I will do a video on punch skirts and how to make your own at home. But
something to do in the winter when the fish aren't biting and you have all this tackle laying around and you're going through your tackle room and you don't know what to do with all these jig heads, and you're like, I got all these jig heads and nothing to do with them. Well, this is what you do with them.
Yep, great way to save money. But with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this little tip video. Get entered into my giveaway. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're right at, I think, like 950 or 949 subscribers. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away a brand new bait cache reel. It's either going to be a Shimano SLX or a Proficiency. I'm probably going to let the viewer that ends up winning choose, and I'm not going to pick that up until I figure out if they're left-handed or right-handed either. But those are one of the two reels that you have the option of using or picking. And to get entered into that giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel, like this video, and you can leave a comment for an extra entry. And if you share on any of your social media pages like Instagram or Facebook and tag me in it, definitely tag me in it so that I see it, or else I won't be able to see it and you won't get entered. So, hope you guys like this one, and we'll see you next Thursday, guys. See ya. Tight lines.